You guys, I love seeing all of these daffodils everybody is sending in, and they're so fabulous. Please keep them coming. Tag me in the photos. It's awesome. The one thing that people are telling me over and over again is that they're trying to put them in, like, people are telling me that they struggle with the vases and vessels and put essentially they're okay with like the flower, but where it's situated is a struggle. So I wanted to go over real basic rules of still life. The key to all still life drawing is the ability to draw ovals of equal proportion. Okay, so by that what I mean, this is an oval and that is an oval, but they're not of equal. Okay, don't do this. Equal to this would be something like this. Okay, now how do we turn this into a vase or glass? Connect. That's it. You know, it's a basic cylinder. Now let's put some water in. Again, an oval of approximate equal proportion. That was a little wonky. That was bad on my part. This is why soft pastels are great. Pastels are great for a lot of reasons, demonstrations in particular. Okay, let's shake it up a little. Let's say we want sort of a cone-shaped vase. Boom, and again, one in the middle. Where are we going? I did a real basic warm-up over here with a wine bottle and wine glasses. It's the same thing. Oval, connect. Woo! Y'all, this is hard to do looking through a phone. Let me demo that one again. So we made our basic glass, but then what you want to do is almost complete it like it's a circle. No longer an oval, it's a circle. And put a chimney on top. Always got a little quirky thing. I don't know. I mean, we're getting wild here. The key is to keep them proportionate. If you did an oval there, and then you did more of a circle sort of situation, you just lost all perspective. It does not matter what you do after this. It's not going to look right. Okay, because that's really this is what the key is create really fundamentally sound shapes. Just a couple of them, and then it doesn't matter how crazy your flowers are. If you have them in a basic shape, it's going to look fabulous. So to demo today, I just grabbed a scrap that had a random blob situation on it. It really doesn't matter if this is watercolor, acrylic, do whatever you want to do. Just find a blob that has the opportunity to make it into a flower. So that's what I'm doing this with soft pastel. You can do this however you want, but all I'm doing is making a series of loopy horseshoes. Do you see that? Loopy horseshoes. And maybe I'm going to do a little darkness in the middle. Alright, that's it. You can do this with paint. I'm using pastel. These are new pastels and you pastels, but it really doesn't matter. Just get yourself a gesture of a flower. I think that's pretty good. And then I like to draw the stem before I do the vessel. Okay, I think it's a little more convincing if you do. Woo! I don't know why I did that. It's a little too thick. Hold on, I gotta correct that. It'll wipe off. It's okay. Then take a light color that's not white, but light, and do just a little, and let it lean to one side. Again, just an oval. That's it. Actually, while we're on this subject, I'm going to show you, this is kind of one of my, I don't want to say pet peeves, but this is sort of a dead giveaway. I see a lot of artists doing this. They'll have a vase situation, I don't know. It's and then they'll have a stem sticking straight up, and with just stuff on all sides. Like, if that was really a flower, how would it stand straight up? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like they have an air pocket. It's like a 2-inch ring air pocket all around. It's just sort of suspended. It visually does not make sense. And that's what I'm saying. It defies the laws of gravity, and therefore it kind of throws off the whole. And it's not bad, but the viewer registers that there's something wonky, there's something off. So it doesn't set right. So what do? Make it lean to one side of the oval. If you have to do the If you have to draw the oval right on top, don't worry about it, because you can just come in with your pastel or your paint or whatever and draw right over. Okay, so that's enough of my pet peeve territory. Okay, so what are we going to do? Another oval down at the bottom. Equal proportion. Okay, so now it's the decision-making time. We have two ovals of equal proportion. Do we want a cylinder? Do we want to... Let's do an oval. Let's do an oval. It's just a slight round. Try to make it symmetrical. Oh my gosh, that's so not symmetrical. Okay, it's far from perfect, but it'll do for now. What am I going to do here? Another equal proportion oval. And I like making it look like there's actual water in the glass. I will take that and I'm going to smudge it out. Okay, now it's doing all right. But what did we learn with the pear? In order to ground each object, it must have shadow and highlight. So what are we going to do? Decide which way the sun is coming. Let's say it's coming in towards the flower. It's coming in this way. Okay, so if the light is coming in over here, that means the light would fall here first. So I will just pop in. Ooh, Alexa thinks we're talking about her. That's it. And let's add something to the water rim. Excuse me, that was the upper lip. Let's add a touch of a water line, maybe in front and back. Who knows? And then light tends to bounce through. It comes in through here and you get a little bounce on the bottom. So let's add that. And then the rule of light is where there is light, there is usually shadow. So we need to add a shadow, again, opposite direction from where the light source started. And I do very vague shadows. I'm not good at them. Now, there's light, there's shadow, there's everything, except we don't know where. Is it on a table? Is it on a wall? Do we really know? So you could do, over here I did, again, I mimic the arc of that oval, a very soft oval. I'm going to pick to do it right about here. I'm just going to do a straight line. And I'm purposely going to do it so that that line appears behind the vase, so it's transparent. This is hard to do through my phone, so I'm going to get that straight line off camera. Okay, and then I'm not going to fill it in, but I'm going to add some like horizontal pattern work coming in over here. I might even, you know what, let's add some paint. Let's do it. So all I did is I got some really watered down acrylic. Come in with my big brush and just edge off. Avoiding the shadow. Give the shadow room to breathe. This is one of the things I like about pastels. If you get them wet, they sort of tint the color. You gotta be careful with them. You gotta use a light touch, but by no means are we talking precision. And then, you know me, I gotta add a splatter. And then this, I might have gotten a little too watery, so I'm just gonna take scrap fabric. This is where I am. Most people would use a paper towel. I just keep scraps of fabric that I didn't use. And that just, it takes it down a notch. I don't want it all. So I'm feeling pretty good, but what do we have? We have a vase that has highlight and shadow. What does this flower not have? Highlight and shadow. So I'm going to go in with just a little bit and then just towards the upper left side. And then I'm going to add even just a little bit of like a hot spot color. The viewer won't be able to tell if that's actually a glimmer of orange in the flower or is that just an exciting little dance of light. We don't know. Let's put it all over. And then I'm going to add some depth. Just under a couple of petals. Nothing. No big whoop. And along the rim of the stem, just in pieces. A solid line is so boring on a stem. You know, it seems lonely without at least a leaf or two. I'm using the side of the pastel. Is there one under here? We don't know. And then what do? Add a little light. This is a lot of wide open space. I'm just adding some loose dashes. Nothing too particular. Ooh, got a little in there. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. It's one of the advantages of work. So this was on a scrap of paper. Work on your old scraps stuff. Again, this started as a blob. This is a blob flower, and because it has that vase that's ground, because that blob flower is rooted in a solid structure that is very believable to the eye, even though we're not going for hyperrealism, folks. Just those classic parameters. It works. It just. So, you know what I always say, if you make something using this, share it, even if it doesn't come out just right the first time. That's part of the growth. That's part of letting other people feel accepted about their own art making process. It's important. Share it. Friends, last 24 hours have been amazing. I've seen so many people sending me all these things with glasses and bottles, and even from like little ones. This is amazing. However, one thing keeps coming up. Several people have mentioned that they can fake, you know, a highlight and a shadow, and they can do stuff that's real simple, but they want to be able to do the quote-unquote real thing, to look at a still life set and render light and water and all that cool stuff. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I am not a hyper-realist. I am, if anything, abstract expressionist. So for me to give advice on how to render from reality, you're barking up the wrong tree. However, but I have a couple of tricks, and so I grabbed a wine bottle. I don't even know if this wine's good. I don't drink a whole lot. Don't judge me if this wine's bad. And a couple of glasses, and I'm going to show you. So we're keeping it real, folks. There's no velvet backdrop going on. This is my work, my mess, my whatnot, and there's not an extreme source of light, so I'm actually going to switch over. So I'm using my phone because I'm lazy, but you could use a flashlight. You could use what do you call it? A gooseneck lamp. Do whatever you want. You just need a strong light force, and take a photo. So I'm going to do that right now. And then just go into Instagram stories, pick that photo, get it to black and white. Do you see what that does? That brings out the most extreme things. Pick the marker. Now, just for yellow. And then I will just take that and mark off the most extreme highlights. All those little light dots that you might miss otherwise. Look, we've got one there. We've got one there. On the opposite side of the ring. Now let's come in and do the shadow. That rings around a little. Over here. This one has like a weird double shadow. It's almost like it has legs. And then this one, big blurry kind of a thing. I know some of you guys are going to look at this and you're going to think it's excessive and not necessary, but I'm telling you, it's these delicate little touches that are very much grounded in reality. They let you get away with all kinds of other weird. There are a bunch of apps that do this on a much more detailed level. There are apps that will remove the photograph, but I'm not mentioning them on purpose because every time I mention anything vaguely techie, I get a lot of tech questions. So while I'm always more than delighted to talk about art questions or art related stuff, stuff related to, you know, software and apps on your phone, not my turf. So I'm demonstrating on Instagram stories because if you're watching this, I'm guessing you know at least the fundamentals of Instagram stories. And if you don't, then get on the horse. What are you waiting for? I'll see you later. Bye.